Welcome to Sold by Storm. I'm Michael K. Storm, and on today's edition, we're going to talk all about what is the difference, the real difference between being pre-qualified, pre-approved, and is there something even better than both of those from your mortgage lender? Well, I'm not a mortgage lender, but I am your personal broker, so let's get into it. Let's go. Congratulations, you've decided that you're ready to purchase a home. And one reason why you believe you're ready is because you filled out a easy credit application with an online mortgage lender. And that mortgage lender gave you a pre-qualification letter within just moments of clicking send. Well, hold up just a second because there's more to it. And we want to dig into it on this edition of Sold by Storm. So a pre-approval is very different than a pre-qualification. Pre-qualification is going to be very surface. It's less formal. It's like meeting somebody at an event or a party for the first time, and you exchange your names. You may say what you do for a living, and it's very surface, very basic. And guess what? It's based on just what you've said. There's no proof of what you shared to be the absolute truth. So it's very surface, very general. However, that pre-qualification doesn't mean that you are going to be able to go and find a home and close on a home, but it means that based upon what you've shared with me, there is opportunity for a long-term relationship. So your lender is saying, based upon what you've shared with me, hey, I'd like to get to know you better. Well, the get to know you better part is the pre-approval. Now, a pre-approval means that, hey, we've not only met at the party or the event and we've exchanged some niceties and some general ideas about one another, but actually we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this relationship. And this being a financial relationship, one thing that they're going to want to do is not a soft pull, which may have been done on your credit with the pre-qualification, but they're going to want to do a hard pull on your credit, and they're going to want to check to see what your credit score is. Now, this episode is not going to be about credit scores, but if you do have questions about that, reach out to me. I'll be glad to assist you. Again, I am not a licensed mortgage loan originator at this time. However, I do have a lot of information that I can share with you based upon my experience and my relationships with licensed lenders. Now, also, we're going to start doing some estimates on documentation. So we're going to start to estimate your credit worthiness, or are you really ready to purchase a home? So the pre-qualification was getting that general information. The pre-approval is going to mean that we're going to check your proof of employment. We're also going to ask you about your assets, your income tax returns, usually for 2 years, and then your qualifying credit score. So after we've gathered all that information, or your loan officer has gathered all that information, and before I go on to that, remember, your local realtor, the one that you know, like, and trust, the one that you have in your mind that you want to work with, they're going to be a great resource for finding a great lender. Because as my grandmother used to say, birds of a feather often flock together. So if you have found that great realtor, then go ahead and ask them, do they have some referrals? And they'll normally have 2, 3, 4 lenders that they know, like, and trust themselves, and so they will provide that information to you. But after you do get that pre-approval, just remember it's usually only valid for 60 to 90 days. So after that pre-approval, if anything major changes in your life, maybe you lose your job, or maybe you get in the weeds on some of your bills and you're not able to stay up on top of those, or something else in life changes. And believe me, in the last few years, we know things can change pretty fast. Make sure you're communicating that with your mortgage lender, but also with your realtor. Now, we talked about pre-qualification is the general niceties and introduction. The pre-approval, they're going to start talking about the debt to income ratio and getting really into all of your financial business. But there's something that's even better than both of those. And I wrote it down right here on this board. Let's go ahead and put this, see if we can get it. There we go. So good is pre-qualification, better is pre-approval, but the very best is when the underwriter tells you you are clear to close. Clear to close means that, hey, we've looked at all of your financials. We've done everything that is the due diligence on behalf of the bank or the lender, and we find that you are home buying ready and you are clear to close. And that's the time that we're going to celebrate. We're going to be excited. We're going to start talking about where you want to put your couch and what kind of this and what kind of that you want to have in your home. We're going to start really getting excited because soon I'm going to be, see that sign over there? You're going to be holding that big key at your closing with that big smile and saying, hey, I did it. I was able to purchase my new home. Well, if you need any help with that process, then please reach out to me, especially if you are in the greater Greensboro area, the greater Piedmont Triad area. That's going to include Forsyth County, Rockingham County, Guilford County, Alamance County, and yes, Rockingham County. We do have a satellite office in Rockingham as well. And if you are a first-time home buyer, or maybe you just want to dig deeper in the home buying process, or maybe you haven't done it for a long time, I do have a free guide. It's a guide to buying your first home. I will send that to you absolutely, positively free with no obligation, whether I'm your realtor or not. All you have to do is use the link down in the comments and it'll take you right there. Put in your information and I will send it out to you in digital form. Well, that's going to do it for today's edition of Sold by Storm. I hope you enjoyed the information that was shared today, and thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as I continue to grow and develop this new channel here on Sold by Storm. Well, as always, I'll end it just like this. I hope to see you in these real estate streets. Take care.